This is a book I've wanted to go through for so long now. I have so many books that I want to read and just go through and almost just appreciate the artwork that some of these books have, and I've never had the time to do it. It's, I don't know, just maybe after, like a long day, or if I'm tired, or, I get home from work or something. I guess I'm not really wanting to switch on and really read something or go through something, or I don't know, just concentrate on something. I guess that's why I just, play a game or put the TV on or something like that. Because it's mind numbing, isn't it? Just kind of putting some TV on the background and relaxing and just taking it easy. But, as I explained in some of my last videos, I got so many comics as well. I got books, comics that I've just purchased or bought and never taken the time to go through them. So I thought, well, if I want to create content and I want to read these books, then let's do them at the same time. So I thought it'd be a fantastic idea to kind of just go through this book slowly, so I can take my time with the book, and hopefully some tracing and some reading of this book helps you relax. So it's like a win for win here. But I haven't even opened this book. I just saw it one day on the shelf and I had to get it. I like the little figurines here. I had to get it because I opened up a couple of pages, of course, just to kind of look through it, and the visual was amazing. So I thought, I'll pick it up and I'll go through it. I just never really did. But I'm super interested in this stuff. Really interested in the philosophy, the history, and the attention to detail that goes into stuff like this. But as I said, when I kind of think about going through it, it's always at not a bad time, but I'm just, I'd rather not be focusing on something. I'd rather not be concentrating on something. I'd rather just kind of be relaxing and watching TV and switching the mind off. But look how much different stuff there is. Life Before Star Wars, the original trilogy, 1973 to 1983. Inspiration and influences, 1960s. So I love Star Wars. I don't know, I'm not an expert on it. I don't know a lot about it. I'd like to think I know enough about it, but I couldn't, give like a history lesson or something on it. I couldn't say, like if I went on a movie show quiz and got asked a whole bunch of Star Wars questions, there's no way I could answer those questions. The original trilogy, 1973. So I was born in the if some of you are watching this and you're thinking that I think the 70s is old, that's not what I'm saying. I'm just saying like the history goes back so long. So the original trilogy was 1973 to 1983, expanding Star Wars 1984 to 1966. The prequel trilogy 1997 to 2005. The Clone Wars 2006 to 2012. And then the sequel trilogy. So this book goes all the way up to 2021. I mean, if you had to ask me what my favourite, I think they've all got their benefits. They've all got their good parts and their bad parts. I just finished watching episode number 2 again. But I mean, some of the cartoon stuff was great too. I didn't watch a whole lot of the cartoon stuff like the Ahsoka anime. I love anime, which you probably figured out. But then they did a movie, a series, like a real life series on Ahsoka, I think. And they did this offset series, which was good, but they put one of my favourite actors, so I actually don't know her name, but she plays Trinity in Neo, and they put her on the cover of this series, and then, I don't want to ruin it here if no one's seen it, but they kill her off in the first 5 minutes. So she was just there to kind of draw people in, and that really upset me. C-3PO. Ewoks. Oh, look at all the history, look at all of it. And this is why I thought it'd be a great idea to kind of do these during the videos, because it allows me to go through these and take my time with it, and hopefully, as I said, it allows you to relax and look through these books too, because some of these books are hard to get. I mean, this one's not. You can just buy this one online, but Han Solo, Anakin Skywalker, George Lucas, C-3PO, Darth Maul, Speeder. I'm going to say AD-AD. If I get some of these wrong, don't get upset, I'm so sorry. But some of the artwork, like backstage stuff, and the sand dunes, crazy. Back filming in the set, the new Jedi Order. I'm assuming that's Darth Vader, obviously. Some of these old school posters are just wild. Introduction. I wanted to make a film for kids that would strengthen contemporary mythology. Now, I don't know how much of it I'll read, because there's a lot of cool pictures and stuff in here, like really great artwork. And I think the artwork is what I'd like to kind of go through, rather than reading everything, but I'll read a little bit. In 1977, George Lucas released his epic space opera, which is what they call it. They called it a space opera, which I only found out like 6 months ago. Star Wars, a spectacular reworking of the science fiction, space fantasy, and World War II battle movies that had so captivated him as a child. Star Wars proceeded to take the world by storm, generating mass appreciation and an enduring fan following. As the 2 sequels were released over the next 6 years, the franchise became a major influence in its own right, spawning an entire industry of spin-off literature, comic books, computer and video games, merchandise, and collectibles. There's a really good video done by ASMR Requests, who I think is amazing. I does something that I love to do, and that's kind of pick a topic and really research into it, and then start going through. Like, she did a video on Star Wars, and I don't think she knew that much about Star Wars prior to the video. But then she did a whole bunch of research, and she just kind of spits out a whole bunch of facts about Star Wars, and some of the stuff she was saying was just so interesting. So interesting. I'm trying to think of the stuff she said. Star Wars has become so ingrained in the culture cycle that world leaders have defined themselves with references to it. And Judaism has even been proposed as a new religion. Isn't that wild? What would you do in Judaism? Like, do you have to carry a lightsaber? By 2005, the final installment of the prequel trilogy was released into a world now inundated with Star Wars. There was hardly a soul on Earth who would not own it. Today, Star Wars has become so fully part of the cultural and social framework that real-world events have been shaped by the saga, almost as much as they have shaped it. Isn't that crazy? One of the most important movie sagas of all time. Definitely, I'm not going to disagree with that. Look at this. Don't know what that is. King Kong, Godzilla. Some of these I don't know. Oh, here we go. What's this? Life Before Star Wars, 1914 to 1972. Tales of fantasy have always blended aspects of the world in which they are created, from history of mythology to religion and science. In 1944, George Lucas is born into a world of booming technology, movie firsts, superheroes, and the space race. The future filmmaker can't help but be inspired and influenced by its formative environment. Like, he just grew up in an era of just sagas, and I think that's just fantastic. Look at this, inspiration and influences. And this is something that ASMR requests. She talks a lot about, like, where his influences and things like that came from. George Lucas's literary taste tends towards Jules Verne's novel 20,000 Leagues Under the Sea, the Flash Gordon comic strip, and comic books ranging from Tommy Tomorrow to Donald Duck. He also enjoys the Flash Gordon movie series, even though he recognises their technical limitations. Walt Disney's film and the Warner Bros. Cartoons also have their appeal. These boyhood passions will both inspire and influence Lucas's work later. Flash Gordon, Snow White, Orson Welles. See how it just delves into all the kind of the backstory. Here we go. The Modesto timeline. George Walton Lucas Jr. is born in Modesto, California on May 14, 1944. Wow. George and his three sisters spent their earliest years in the suburbs of Modesto, where his parents, George Sr. and Dorothy, own a stationery store. Late 1950s, the Lucas family moves just outside the city to a ranch-style house set among 13 acres. Wow. 1944, George Walton Lucas Jr. is born in Modesto. 54, George Sr. buys the family its first television set. 1954, makes the first of many visits to Disneyland. Moves to a ranch. 1962, crashes his Fiat Bianchina and requires hospitalization. 1962, what does that make him? 44, 54, 64. 18 years old. Is that 18 years old? George Lucas enrolls in Modesto Junior College. George Lucas graduates from Modesto Junior College and enrolls in As his interest in film deepens, Lucas reconsiders the Flash Gordon movie series. He begins to wonder what would happen if they were done really well, and believes that children would love them even more in years to come. Lucas will come to realise that fantasy films and westerns are largely the thing of the past, leaving children without any modern mythology to fuel their imaginations. The combination of his personal fondness for escapist adventure movies and his desire to relive and share that excitement with the younger generation will lead him to his own space opera. I don't really understand why it's called a space opera, but page 13. I don't want to do too much because I just kind of want to see how this style of video goes. So in my last couple of videos I was a bit more relaxed in terms of just talking, but I'm just trying to slow it down a bit and quieten it, because with my ASMR videos, the ones that I love the most are the whispering ones, tracing ones, and just kind of going through things slowly with no real direction. Ones that kind of just drag out, and I think these are kind of the ones that I want to do, but I also want to make sure that people do find an interest in these videos, because the whole point obviously is I love ASMR and what it does for me, and what it's done for me and what it continues to do for me. But I also want to make sure that I'm helping out people as well. I want to help people find the same relaxation that I find through ASMR. So I won't do this too much longer, but I'll do maybe just this page and we'll see where it goes. The 60s were amazing. I was in college and it was just the right age. George Lucas interview with Alan Arnold. Schimberg. Starring premieres in Japan, released 5 months later. Is this inspiration, or is this, did George Lucas help out in that 1979? Oh no, 1961. No, he would have been 17 years old at that stage. Walt Disney's Swiss filmmaker, Dr. Doom. Again, these are by shifting gears through the last concentration. Oh, here you go. This is about his accident. 3 days before his high school graduation, Lucas is in his Fiat Bianchina, heading home from the city library when his classmate Frank Ferreira tries to pass him at high speed in a Chevy Impala. I never saw him, Lucas recalls. He hit me broadside just as I was turning into our drive. Lucas is rushed to Modesto City Hospital and spends the next 2 weeks in intensive care. The experience transforms many of his ideas about life and ends his ambition to race cars. See, I didn't know that. After recovering, he enrolled in Modesto Junior College to study psychology, anthropology, and philosophy. All because of that accident. Dr. No James Bond, 1963. Wow. So, you know, that's turning a frown upside down, isn't it? The Beatles and Strange Love, 1966. Obviously, this is all just about kind of each kind of critical moment in each year that he went through and was exposed to. That's my rice cooking. Sorry about that. Lucas's futuristic breakout student film is released, depicting a bleak, monotonous future where emotions are outlawed. Lucas has shown promise with several of his earlier films, including 1965, was he 21 years old, a satire about making a teen beach movie done in collaboration with fellow US students Randall Kleiser and Christopher Lewis. Easy Riders release trigger by Dennis Hooper. One Small Step for Man, Apollo Anime 1969. What's this? Filming TH. Oh, this was his first film. I think that's what we just discussed, wasn't it? Budgeted at $777,000. The shooting begins for THX 1138. San Francisco's New BART system continues through November 21. Lucas takes advantage of the system's tunnels which are under construction. Yet appear in his film as if they are long abandoned by a sterile futuristic society. We barely got into some locations, Lucas recalls. Sometimes we'd only have about 2 hours to shoot in a particular place. We would get in there, get our shots before the police came, and then run away as fast as we could. That's crazy. That's so funny. That's so funny. Okay, 9:70. We might leave it there for today. Well, I hope you liked 21 pages in. But I'm super excited and keen to get into some of the big stuff. Like look at all this stuff here. I don't want to give it away too much, but look at all that. Like there's just some, look at that. Map of Mos Eisley Cantina. Isn't that crazy? Anyway, if you're a Star Wars fan, then I hope you found this a bit informative, and I hope